was it for you coming out? I mean, on Guernsey, you were much younger than me.
It was all right, actually. I didn't feel like my friends were gonna think bad of me or anything like that. I had a little bit of a worry around like parents, grandparents being from like an older generation and it being a newly learnt thing about gay people and stuff.
What about school friends? Were you worried about telling folk, I don't know, of your own age, or were you at school at the time? Or?
I was 20, so I'd left school by the time I came out. I remember thinking at school that maybe I'm not straight, etc., etc. But while I was at school, it was still sort of thrown about, the word gay was still sort of thrown about as an insult.
It's funny, even that is a change, if you don't mind me saying, from, I suppose, when I was at school, when I didn't even know that women could be gay. I mean, I just I just knew the expectation would be that I would find a boy, get married, and the fact that I just didn't even find them interesting or had no sense of the same level of attraction that obviously those in my class did, made me feel a real outsider. But it took me, sadly, about 40 years before I found the place and the courage and the peace to come out. And that was actually for me because of obviously my faith. I thought I couldn't be gay and Christian and I needed to change myself. I don't know, how about on Guernsey? Has the sort of faith communities, do you find that they're accepting, or do you find that's been a bit, I don't know if faith is an issue in your life? Or?
Yeah, I wasn't brought up with faith, but I've got a lot of friends that sort of are Christian or follow a faith who have struggled a little bit. But for example, the town church in St. Peter Port, it's been making big impressions, and it feels very much like a safe church to go to be yourself.
Oh, good.
They display solidarity at Pride.
I mean, that's not always the case, is it? And I think I work quite a lot with religious leaders now, trying to help them understand the harm that can be done by preaching that someone isn't acceptable, that we've got to learn to be who we are. And again, it was just such a taboo subject when I was growing up. There was a silence around it all. Do you think people talk about it a bit more? Can people talk about difference and, I don't know, being gay?
Oh, definitely, I hear a lot of talk about it, and possibly because I'm in the LGBTQ community and quite involved in things like the choir. We welcome sort of everybody, and I do hear a lot there about chats about, how I'm feeling, oh, maybe I'm this, what if I'm that?
Gosh, that's amazing. Because again, I think, and I had various guy friends from Elizabeth College, many of whom were gay, but had to be very quiet and hidden and secretive about it, and not having a place that they could talk about it or a safe space. That's really refreshing to hear.
And Liberate are fantastic on the island, sort of giving those safe spaces to people.
Right.
So if you're a musical person, we've got the Rainbow Chorus, but if you're an artsy or maybe a more introverted type of person, they do like art clubs.
Oh, wow.
There's all sorts of things to get involved in, and it's so lovely to have that in the community now.
It's funny, you were saying that the word gay can be quite pejorative and used as an insult. I must admit, when I was growing up or younger, the word queer was often the sort of bash word, and now that actually has been redeemed, I think. A lot of young people I've noticed even here just talk about being queer. I don't know, is that a good word for you, or how do you feel?
Personally, I like the word. I like that it's been reclaimed by the community and that we are proud to sort of shout about being queer, and it loses its that power. And I think over time we can get to a point where there aren't those words that are...
We're just who we are.
We are here, we're here and we're queer.